Well, hello there and welcome to the Go Dulcimer YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I posted a video, and usually I just post just different songs I'm playing on the Dulcimer, but today I wanted to share something a little different. On the side, I build stick dulcimers and box dulcimers and sell them through my website. This particular dulcimer is somewhat of a unique build. Not somewhat, it is a very unique build. So let me see, it might look better to you if you look at it this way. So this is, now to call this a dulcimer might be a stretch. It's an instrument, so whatever. So this particular one, this is just kind of a custom build that a customer requested. So kind of worked with him, thought about the plan. What he wanted was an instrument like a dulcimer set on his lap, but with the guitar tuning. I said, well, I can do that. And then he said, actually, I might want an extra low string. So normal guitar tuning is Eddie 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. So E, A, D, G, B, E, I believe. But then he wanted an extra low B string. So I said, well, I should be able to do that, but I'll have to do a fan fretboard. So that means on this one, the lowest string has a VSL of 28.5 inches, and the highest string has a VSL of 25.5 inches. So basically, that's just to keep strings from having to get too fat or too small or stuff like that. So there was a number of design challenges with that, and I was kind of pretty happy with how I worked those out. One was just kind of how to attach the strings down here at the bottom without it looking weird. So I kind of just smoothed out this part here and gave this nice curve with the belt sander. And then another thing was where do I put the end of the box? Because up here I've just got this head here and just cutting out that head in general. So I kind of did it like that, and then you can see it ends there. So some of the nut is actually extending into the box. Usually I try to line the nut up with the end of the box, but the nut isn't straight. So he requested, I think it was 3/8 of an inch between each string, so pretty tight, but it's really good for melody stuff like that. And then I put the Danish oil and Howard's Feed and Wax finish that I've recently added. Some nice F-shaped sound holes. So one point of this is just to say that any instrument idea you have, it's definitely not too much to ask about. Possibly I'd say no, I can't do that, but chances are I'll find a way. And it was a really fun challenge and I enjoyed it. So I'll just show you a little bit, and then I've got one other piece of the order that I need to explain as well. I don't know what to do with this tuning in particular. I've just kind of been messing around. I always try out every instrument before I sell it to make sure that the action is good, make sure that there's no frets that got too high or too low. I think like a dulcimer player, I like to have my drones, my home base. So for me, it's a little easier to think in terms of playing an E minor and using this low E string as my drone. So just kind of improvising, nothing crazy there. But it has a nice tone to it, so. apologize for that, but guitar players will know where it should be, but got the bridge just in the right spot. Now the other thing is, when I was working with him, he was really trying to decide, okay, I want the guitar tuning, but then he's, like I said earlier, he wanted that extra low string, but then he thought, well, it might also be cool to have the guitar tuning with the extra high string. So at one point it was just kind of, okay, decide on that, get back to me, and then we'll go from there. But then I had the idea, if I'm going to build this fan fretboard, I might be able to come up with a fan fret capo so that he could capo at a certain fret and then retune it to the guitar tuning with a high string instead. So that's what I did. I came up with this capo that looks kind of like this. This is just a solid piece of maple. And then I just have some rubber in there. Now, I am really excited about this. This is kind of this is a new capo design that I came up with. That doesn't mean that it hasn't been done before, but it was my original idea. So basically, it's built for just one size fretboard, and I want to modify the design later. But the mechanics of it, there's this rubber pieces all around here to fit around the fretboard and the strings. But the mechanics of it, you can kind of see this wedge shape. This piece is separate and can move. But then as I screw this, what it's doing is it's pulling this piece right here up. But then because of the slant, it's also going to pull it this way a little bit. And so what that does is it actually then, just by screwing this up, clamps the thing down onto the fretboard. So I did the math. The best place to put it was on the 5th fret. So this capo, the angle of it is specifically designed for the 5th fret. Takes a little practice to get used to using it, but it does work. Alright, so it won't be perfectly in tune. I'm not going to take the time to do that, but just to show you, it does work for this size fretboard. Holds on really well. You can kind of see the slant fits with the slant of that particular fret so that it doesn't get in the way of your playing at all. So anyway, you can see I don't quite know my way around this tuning, but it's really fun to experiment and find just different harmonies and stuff. So this was a long build in the making, lots of unique challenges I haven't had to deal with before, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So chances of someone wanting something exactly like this, probably pretty low, but if you look at this and think, wow, that's amazing, then you can contact me. But if you just need a simple travel dulcimer, something, some people even play it in the bathroom or something like that, but to travel with, or if you want to experiment with a chromatic fretboard or 5 strings, but I don't want to commit to a big price, all of those reasons, that's a great reason to talk to me about something that I could do for you. So anyway, coming soon, I'll have a more typical video where I play some music, but if you made it this far, thanks for watching and exploring this unique build with me. Talk to you next time.